during the next 10 minutes, so it's going to be a little bit noisy. So please help us with this. I would like to call to the podium VP Boutari. She's the Vice President for Marketing. I would like to give my very special thanks to Boutari, to VP Boutari, because she had a very big role in the making of this event, in the preparation of this event. She has helped us with speakers, with the organization, with promotion. It's clear how much we need a person like Ms. Boutari at this position. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, dear Vilna, and I want to thank you very much. Besides all of you who are here today, I want to thank also in my time very much my amazing team who really got the load of this wonderful assignment of helping organizing the business week. And I say helping because you did all the job, and I'm here as a spectator and really a great fan of yours. You already have 1,000 impressions, even more, on the social media and site about this. This is really your week, and congratulations even beforehand. I would like to take a bit of this time, I mean 2 minutes or more, to narrate an incident of which I was a witness way back in 2000. It was a wonderful summer day, like the ones that we are going to have very soon, I hope, on the beautiful island of Idra, and a bunch of young men who were chilling out by the blue waters and having fun and enjoying, all except one who was a bit withdrawn on the side. He was attending to his laptop. He managed to keep it dry. Everything else was wet there and in the shade. And then when I asked him, because I was also there, what are you doing? And he said, I'm working for my newly found agency. It's called, it's an internet agency, and it's called Yellow Net Road. The only bell this name rang to me at the time was Yellow Brick Road from The Wizard of Oz, the fairy tale musical. But very fastly and very forward, George Saliaris-Fasseas, our today's keynote speaker, who was the young man, and still is a young man, made me, and not just me, but many more constituents and stakeholders aware of Yellow Net Road, who skyrocketed very fastly in something like 4 or 5 years, from a headcount of 4 to 22, and most importantly, to being one of the first and leading profitable web agencies of the time, because at the time they were not profitable. This resulted this success resulted in advantageous for both sides acquisition of Yellow Net Road with the very prestigious Ogilvy One Worldwide Athens office, and this in under George's direction. Ogilvy One in 2006 became the leading of not just the Greek market, but of the 156 offices worldwide. And it won also all 5 stars of Ogilvy's evaluation, internal evaluation. So it was, I guess, no wonder that in 2008, Google, yes, Google, the mega search engine and portal and everything you know about Google, Google decided to confine its starting in the Greek market to George Saliaris-Fasseas, who recruited by himself and handpicked his team and boosted its revenues to ensure the position of the fastest growing country agency among all agencies of Google worldwide. Google Athens doubled very soon its volume of advertisers, acquired more than 100 AdSense partners, while George in his free time wrote and published a book, AdWords, to support Google's education of market strategy. In 2009, George moves forward again at his usual pace, fast, and he accepts the position of executive director at Ogilvy & Mather Athens, which is the largest communication group in this, among other countries. 155 million billings, 296, maybe 300 employers. Both, as you may know it more likely, Ogilvy Advertising and Ogilvy One became, under his direction, the largest and most awarded agency, most awarded to the point of boring, I can tell you from personal experience, in all the and very annoying too, in all festivals, taking every year the Advertising Agency of the Year award. And also, under his management, Ogilvy One was, remember, the mother agency of Yellow Neck Road, was awarded the Golden Lion at Cannes for chocolate lacquer, love in the end. I'm sure you are aware of it. It started as a viral and it ended up to a real movie, the cinema. And this, of course, made us nationally proud because Greece had never, ever before got this award. So it was not just for Ogilvy One. So some months ago, in September 2013, IPG Mediabrands, Southwestern Europe, a brand of Interpublic, the giant communication group, offers its president's seat to George, who oversees now 6 countries, Austria, Greece, Switzerland, Israel, Portugal, Turkey, including initially Universal Media, UM, and Enterprise Media. And the aim is to automate advertising media buying, again, fast. Bring efficiency to clients and advertisers, and craft the way content is paired with media to boost effectiveness and engagement of the client. If I were to think and have to pick from my top of list names of who embodies best this doctrine of fast and forward, of course, naturally come up with the name of George, whom I thank very much for being able to be here today and who I kindly ask to take the floor. Thank you.
After that, I don't think I can say much. I will leave you to dream about me. Thank you, Nikki. Can I have the other mic? Because I want to wrap a bit. Yes. Is there the other mic? Okay, so first of all, thank you for being here today. Thank you for having me around. Yes? Oh, that's better. Okay, I'm living in the faster forward. First of all, you know, we need to fast forward to 2000. So in case you were paying attention to the slides, it's a good way to wake up at 11:30 an academic morning. So I want to ask you why you're here. The first line doesn't count because you need to be here, you organized it, some of the second as well. So why are you here today? Do you get any certificate of attendance? Do you get paid? With Dimitris, we work since last month, so he has to shut me up a bit. Is the bus coming with my attendance?
Yeah.
So nobody wants to tell me why they're here today?
Hear from the expert.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So you don't want to get a job or anything like that. So the experts in this fantastic initiative that the ACG does for this week, you have an amazing group of people talking to you, and it's as you say, a great opportunity to hear what's out there, because you've been here for 3-4 years. You may do a master's course, you may go to do your military service, but eventually I thought that you would be interested in getting a job, but this is not what I will talk about. So I'll tell you why I'm here. We started together. Nikki said it better than me, but I did a management course at the University of Warwick, and then I learned about real life in the Navy. It used to be 21 months at the time. Then I was importing fruit in the UK for a company since 1873 that serves Tesco, and it was an amazing experience. Because you're out of university and then you have a chance to travel the world. I was living in the UK, my house was in the UK, but I was there maximum for 10 days during my 2 years at Hopeful. So I traveled the world, importing fruit at the time, and not all fruit, because specialization is very important. So I was in charge for grapes, and not all grapes, seedless grapes. Okay? So in countries that have volume, specialization is very, very important. So I got to travel the world, somebody else was paying for it. And then I did an internet system to trace pesticides, and that's how I got close to the internet. And it was 2000, if you were reading the Financial Times, at any point, internet was everywhere. So I did a management information systems course at LSE. Then I started my web startup. It was fun at the time because we did internet strategy because we didn't really know what to do. So they were paying us to do their internet strategy, and then we discovered we were handing out PowerPoints and good analytical slides and everything, but nobody was doing anything with it. So we quickly hired some designers, and we started and did a marketing internet agency, which was very profitable, and it's good that we started there. And then I sold it to OPP1, and Google said it better than me, and Nikki said it better than me. Then I set up Google in Greece, and all that. The important thing that I'm here with red cheeks, as we said before, 41 years of age, and I appear in student eyes so successful, because I was not very successful. As you heard before, I was doing on my laptop rather than streaming and going out with chicks. Was that I started my company. So don't work for us, don't work for big companies, start your company, and you have a 1, 2, 3, 10, 20% chance, depending on your idea and your perseverance, to succeed fast, and then go to work on the other side, that somebody else pays the people and the rent. So I am now at IPG Mediabrands. It's a big media company. We have 2 brands in Greece, 3 brands, Initiative and Reprise Media, and we buy media for clients. But I'm in charge of 6 countries. So we go to the 7 rule. The 7 habits of highly effective people. Have you read this book? If you don't, read it, okay? So everything needs to be 7 in life. Because, I don't know, maybe people recall 7 or whatever. So I manage my presentation and I work it around on 7. By the way, I manage 6 countries now, so I have another one to go. I hope it's not yeah. I hope it's not China. Okay, so my presentation focuses around 7 tips. Katerina knows the first one because we were to work together. So I had this company called Yellow Net Road. It was very successful, it was making money. And I was sold to Ogilvy One, who was the first direct marketing agency of Greece. And you know, we went there, and I couldn't believe that we sold to Ogilvy, like David Ogilvy on advertising, like the god of advertising. And these people didn't have a clue what they were doing. I mean, it was like crazy. So we went to their offices in Greece, we merged, and I left Yellow Net Road in another building, so it didn't get contaminated from the thinking of the other people. And then we merged, we went together to one of the same, to the same place and room. And I took red, which is the Ogilvy color, I wrote Weeby on it, and then I signed Ogilvy One under. And I said this is a famous David Ogilvy quote, because the good thing by being working for Ogilvy is that you have the David Ogilvy heritage, that he has written everything about everything you can imagine in advertising. So, you know, if you have to do a conference or something, you just put some quotes of David, and, you know, you need 3 minutes to prepare the presentation. So I wrote Weeby on it. And everybody, so one day, all the walls were Weeby, 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 Weeby. And everybody was just, what's that? I said, have you read David Ogilvy? Don't you know what's Weeby? And I said, it's would I buy it? Okay? This is a quote I stole from Asda, the supermarket. I told you my fruit business. What they do is, in the process line, before handing to the next internal customer or to their colleague or whatever, they need to ask this question, would I buy it? So, would you give this deliverable to your customer, to your inside customer, to that? And this is common sense, which, as you know, common sense is not so common. So this, companies don't do that. They just want to get rid, they're run of deadlines, they just want to do something, politics play matter, and all that, and they just don't do their job in a common sense way. So my first advice to you, being out of university, just do that. Okay. So second is do. There's a very nice business book. I try to pepper my things in academic study with books all around, called 5 frogs are sitting on a log. 4 decide to jump off. How many are there on the log?
5.
Because there's a difference between deciding and doing. Okay, so it's a very famous quote. And in business, you think that, you know, we're there doing stuff and producing profits and hiring people, being amazing. We don't do. We talk. Okay? We decide. We have meetings. We have committees. If you want not to do something, do a committee, they say. This is another thing. So, it's very, not talking about, I don't know if you have any committees in this. Your committees work excellent, okay? So this is something that you should do in business. When you get a job, do stuff. And you will notice that other people don't do stuff. And this will get you along. Now the other thing that I'm quite famous for doing, which is not always very welcome and not very nice, I have a job. Let's say I am responsible for printing invoices in the accounting department. Okay, this is my job, I'm happy, I'm proud, I'm paid for that, and all that. I make other people's job my job. So, are the fonts correct? Is the presentation correct? Can we send electronic invoices to improve it? Can we get the data input to the accounting in a better way? Can we do it only every Friday so we save time and transaction costs? So this is very, very important. Get off your comfort zone, get off your job description, forget HR, and just look the forest rather than the tree. You're a tree, your job is a tree, they pay you for being a tree, but if you do the forest, it will make a whole difference. So the other thing that I mentioned before was love. So love your job. If you love your job, you don't swim and you are with your laptop. But this is something that if you don't really love it and you're there for the paycheck, you know, it's good to do something afterwards that you love, because otherwise you're going to have a boring life. And because job is at least 8 hours, you know, try to find something that you love, if not 15 hours. Now, my 5th tip is to create something. So it's very, very important if you go there in the morning, to feel like you're doing something, you're creating something new. The element of creativity and doing something new and breaking new grounds is very exciting, and it keeps you moving, and it bundles the love and being there every day. Then there are two other advices that you cannot really control, but it's nice to have them in life. First of all, be lucky, okay? You cannot do anything about it, but as another famous quote goes, you know, they say, what's the secret of your success? Say work, 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 and luck. So if you're not lucky, you will fail, but you know, it doesn't matter. You still need to do the things that you can control and work. And the other thing is use the phone. I mean, you know, we're in Greek setting, so American people might say it's a bit weird, but if you have any connections, Mesa and all that, call them, you get a job. Okay, do you have any questions? I'm finished. No questions. Using the phone. I like. My next job is a rapper. They're going to fire me after all that. So using the phone analogy, I'm going to again choose 7 tips for you. Okay? So, first of all, I hate that I've been talking for 15 minutes and you paid no attention. And I don't know how to scroll back. And I found it. So I gave you 7 tips, out of which you can control 5. Okay? And apart my friend here, who asked a question before, you don't have many chances in this week to meet people from Toyota, IPG Mediabrands, Velti, and all the fantastic speakers you have. So I urge you, this week, do. Ask them questions, learn about them. You'll never meet them again, probably. Maybe next year, when you'll organize that. So in this week, please take the opportunity and connect with the speakers. Ask them questions and learn. Whatever you can ask, or about politics that you asked before, Sia, and how should we craft the question, and all that, be here, be in the room, be present, and do stuff. So going back to the phone, to our favorite method. Okay, I took the phone analogy and peppered it with my experience and some reads, and I tried to make it more academic. So the phone, okay, it started probably, the communication started with fumes, and then, you know, pigeons and stuff like that. But I'll take the phone as an analogy to guide you. So this is a switchboard. Probably apart 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 of you in here, nobody was born. No, I'm joking. So when you wanted to talk, this is the expression where phone line comes from, okay? So you have a line of the phone, you know, I'm here on my phone, there's a line that comes here, and the switchboard person was taking the other plug and plugging me to somebody else's, to Nikki's phone. So we were speaking like that, and this is where the connection phone line comes from. So taking the phone is, one of my learnings is learn deep, like a plug, okay? So in life, I put it here, which was my first executive education. When I didn't know something, I tried to learn it a bit more. And if you read about it, or if you go to academia, thank you very much for the finance course for non-financial managers I took a long time ago, I don't remember when. You know, we had all this thing with Greece, you know, accountants, and they, you know, you couldn't understand that, oh, this is not how it works, and, you know, finance is not for you. Okay, I've studied it at bachelor, but it was a long time ago. So I wanted to dedicate 2 days to learn about finance. Then I went, you know, negotiations was a fantastic idea because it goes everywhere. So I went a week to Harvard to study about negotiations in the executive course. Then I opened up, sorry, I forgot to mention that. After Google, I did, I still have it, a private equity, I call it personal equity because it's my own money, company called Dream that invested at internet startups. And I still have some holdings, you might know Scrooge or, yes, so use it. And what I did is I started my course and I went to Oxford to do a private equity course because I want to know about private equity. Then this is the funny one. 2 years ago, I was wandering around, I'm doing all this thing, I'm working 25 hours a day, and all the money goes to fucking ship owners. Like, they own Plaka, they own Sunio. Like, what am I doing for them? I'm doing something wrong. So I enlisted on Lloyd's. They have an online course for shipping, and I learned about shipping, and I understood why they have so money, because the risk factor is crazy, it's not for me. And then, this is a fantastic course for the ones that you don't know it, Coursera. It has courses from, I did one from Stanford regarding game theory, about most things you would like to do. So you can have access to this kind of academia standard by just getting online, and it's mostly free. So, phone 1, learn deep. Phone 2, design. This is the first phone, at least that's what Google Images showed to me. And it's very important to style up, okay? So design is very important. I don't want to put Steve Jobs, because I don't want to have Steve Jobs in any presentation, because everybody has a Steve Jobs in the presentation. But this book called McKinsey Mind is from a McKinsey consultant that wrote what actually happens in this fantastic consulting agency. Okay? And they put that framing the issue, analysis, solving the problem, and presentation of the problem is of equal importance. Okay? So the way you present yourself, the way you present in an audience, the way the people see you is of equal importance with the analysis you do. Okay, so have this in mind. The other thing is specialized. In old days, there was a thing called BlackBerry, okay, that everybody has. And what they did, they had a very good back end, so it was secure and all that. But they had a keyboard, okay. You know, keyboard is a thing on a laptop. And a screen. This is colorful, the previous one was black and white. That was doing fantastic email. Okay, so BlackBerry, still in Indonesia, it's the #1 phone, but apart from Indonesia, it's nowhere else, because the iPhone is the rule of thumb now, and Android as well. But if you do something very, very, very well, you will get very successful. But it needs to be extremely, extremely well. Like, do email better than the iPhone. Okay. Malcolm Gladwell has written this book called Outliers, that if you want to buy one book of this presentation, buy this one, because it's amazing and very easy to read. That has a 10,000 hour principle. So if you do something 10,000 hours, you're going to get good. Okay? Maybe not the best, but very good. So just work on it. I studied ballet yesterday, no, I'm joking. Think about it. Put 10,000 hours into something, I don't know, tennis, nuclear physics, whatever, and you will get good, okay? So number 4 is go mobile. I'm sure you have these questions, yes, I put the 6 on there. Do you know it's out? No, I'm joking. It's very important to be mobile nowadays. Being in Google, we were reporting our revenues were fantastic. I was getting my bonus. Eric Schmidt wrote me an email. It was great, blah, blah, blah. And when they came to Greece, it was great. But we were not moving the share price. Okay, what was happening in Greece didn't matter. Okay. I was very important, country manager of Google, you know, I could get laid at parties and all that, but it doesn't matter, okay? Greece, unfortunately, doesn't matter. You're young, apart if you have very serious reasons, apart Moussaka and San to be in Greece, get some experience, because later Greece is nice, and you want to live here, anyway I do, and I will not move out of Greece, but it's amazing to move and travel the world. Because you see different perspective. If you learn how to do business in China, it's a fantastic opportunity now that you have no strings attached. If you go to Latin American, which might sound more fun because of salsa, it's a fantastic opportunity to do it. But move now, move, go mobile. So now break, okay? Samsung is a client, the new S5 is out, buy it. I'm joking, I'll have some water. I didn't put the video there. So the other very, very important thing that we can learn from the phone is redial. Never, never, never stop. Okay? You need to try. You will fail. All of you are going to fail. All of you are going to... Is anybody not going to fail? Come on. Fantastic opportunity to interact. So you failed at that. So everybody failed, you were right. But it's very, very important, perseverance. I mean, if I need to give my 6-year-old son one gift, and if I could give him something, it would be perseverance, nothing else. Never stop, just go for it. And there's no no. Retry, retry, retry. You're going to get it. So the other very interesting thing is connections. We say about social media, do your Facebook profile. I mean, you all get girlfriends and boyfriends from there. So there's this thing called LinkedIn that is very important nowadays. I was at Ogilvy, and we were pretty successful last year. 296 people, as you mentioned, kind of work, blah, 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 and I was leading this company, and it was fantastic. And I get a message from LinkedIn, from IPG Mediabrands. If I want to lead the company in 5 countries was the time, Israel wasn't there. And I said yes, and I developed. I didn't go for it, I didn't search for a job. They found me on LinkedIn, okay? So do a nice picture, put a nice profile, make it interesting, and make it snappy, because it counts. At least it counted for me. So my last advice is be a smartphone, okay? Apps are here. Update all the time. Get the new stuff. Get specialized. Stay empty and learn and develop. Because I mean, how telephony now is moving to Skype with video and conferencing and all that. You should be agile as well. Be flexible and be quick. So in my conclusion, dial 7. We said 7 is the magic number. Keep on learning. Present yourself. Specialize. Move. Persevere. Connect. And evolve. And most importantly, don't forget to be lucky. Thank you very much. I have to take 2 questions, otherwise you're not going anywhere. And professors and deans are not allowed. So, 2 student questions.
I have a microphone for whoever has a question.
Yes. Next question. Oh, come on. I didn't get anywhere, right? Okay, we'll do it differently then.
Why don't you do the question?
You can give it to your next one. Do something.
You want it?
Another learning I didn't put in my presentation because I want to give you 5 is don't ask don't ask for permission, ask for forgiveness. Okay. So no questions. Thank you.
I would like to ask you about your previous job regarding the food business, and particularly the grapes. And I would like to ask you, how did you engage in this level of international activity and manage all these different imports? I mean, from which countries, and how did you overcome the barriers of the language?
First of all, I started this business at university, working for the summertime for my uncle, who was an agent for food business. So again with Meso, as I told you. Then I went to my military service, and then I went to the UK full-time to work for another. That's how I got close to the business. It was by accident and luck. So then I was in England, living in fantastic paddock wood that you will all know in Kent. It has an Esso garage, not even McDonald's, and I think a pub or something. So I was living there, but it didn't matter because I wasn't there much of the time, but it was close to work. And I started by doing the Greek business in the summer because I spoke Greek. Then I started the Italian business because in England and now most of the countries, but at the time it wasn't the thing, fruit is available 12 months per year. So what you need to do is import from when it's summer. If you're doing orange juice, you go to where it's winter, so it's not fun. So we starting with Greece and then Italy, we moved and we tried to fill the gaps when we didn't have fruit. So for example, I started in Tesco, the Indian business. We flew to India. It was very funny because, I didn't have experience at the time. So I went to India with my suit to make up for my nice little baby face. And I was there, like with a suit, in front of a cooperative. I think it was around the size of this audience today. And I was talking to them and everybody was going, which in India means yes. But I thought I was talking shit, I'm doing something wrong. Okay. So it's very important to plan first what you need to do. So we needed to get Indian fruit. It wasn't very easy, not very successful. But, this is how we travel. We met people that were in the business and we tried to fill up the gap. And I have two claims of fame in this business. One is what we were doing. We were importing fruit. It was coming to the UK. It was coming to our warehouse, and it was going to Tesco. I was doing only Tesco at the time. So I was thinking, okay, what happens if we remove one layer? You cannot do it from India because you have the ship, the containers. But if it's Spain or Italy or Greece, you can ideally predict the sales next week and load directly to the client. So you remove us from the middle, which is not very pleasant, but it's much cheaper, and you unload directly to Tesco depot. Now this is very difficult to do because you get the order the previous day, okay? So you need to deliver for the next day. So you were estimating how much boxes, because it's pallets with boxes and 26 on the lorry that go. And you estimate how many boxes they would need next week, which obviously there's no way you can guess. You were labeling a bit more in Greece, and the truck was coming to our place, we're taking out the extras, and the next of the lorry was going. So it wasn't direct delivery, it was partially direct delivery. And this was quite an important development for us because we managed a lot of savings for our client and keep us in the business. Now the other very nice thing, because if you work hard, you get lucky. We're at the office and there was a cruise ship from Chile, because when it's Chile and South Africa, it happens all by ships. So a large quantity was coming to the UK, and the ship broke down. Okay, so I went to I called my boss. I said, "Can I borrow your BMW for tonight?" I said, "Fantastic." He had a 328 at the time coupe, which was fantastic for me. So what I did is I cruised to Rotterdam. I picked up fruit. We brought them next morning to, I didn't sleep much, but we brought them next morning to England. And we're the only ones in England that had grape in the morning. So we made fantastic amount of money, which was very useful for my boss to pay for the speeding tickets he got for my drive. So actually we lost money. But anyway. No, but the agility I told you before, this is the important thing. So another question, thank you. Another 4 questions, we're getting better.
Shall I hurry up?
No.
Okay, so you gave us these very useful tips, and luck, of course, is great. But what I would like to ask is, what kind of people would you like to work with, and you enjoy recruiting as well? What is a trait that you look for in new people?
Wanting and what you need to do is different. So I want to work with top models. Ideally, basically, there are 2 rules in recruiting. The first is to hire people that are better than you in something. So you need to find the specialists that are good. And this is the #1 rule, and many companies don't want to do that because they are afraid of losing their jobs and all that. If you are a manager, your job is to do nothing. Okay? If you succeed in having the perfect people and do nothing, you're a fantastic manager for me. Now, nobody wants to admit it because they are afraid of getting fired, but this is the trick. Now, the other thing I was looking all the time was mixtures. So, for example, having a developer that plays the guitar and goes in a band is amazing. When we were doing stuff for online betting, we were asking in interviews, "Are you gambling?" And everybody was saying, "No, of course not." Okay, we don't want you. So it's very important to have the deep knowledge, but also the flexibility, because life in faster forward, as you very correctly called it, is change. So you are looking into people that have varying skill, are T-shaped, and they can do amount of stuff. Another thing, we were a bit snobbish, and we were always recruiting from top universities as well, which is something which, as you grow, it's more difficult to do. But at Yellow Metro, I wasn't recruiting anybody who wasn't top 5 school globally. So, we're very, very selective in academia. Because also the people were very young, so they didn't have, as we are now, they didn't have a chance to prove a lot. So, the academia was very, very important for me. Because if you go through a tough selection process, if you go through a good school, it's something very important. But I didn't care about majors. They could do something not with media or internet or whatever, as long as they work. So we've hired lawyers, we've hired different, I was hiring a lot of consultants, because it was fantastic. In their second year, they're good, they don't get recognized in the system, but they get all the best in the training. So you were giving them their 4th year salary, and you could get a big consulting firm training them for you. But as you grow, you cannot really. It's very difficult to find to keep your recruitment wants. Next.
First of all, I would like to thank you for your presentation. It was really engaging. And you told us that we have to persist and keep following our dreams, in a sense. So, from my personal experience, I believe that the most difficult thing, and that thing that we all try to figure out, is how to be self-motivated. So I would like to ask you if you can share with us your inner motives. I mean, it's something that we don't have many times a chance to remember. Thank you.
Yes. You need to be a bit. It's very difficult to have self-perseverance. I mean, I was doing, particularly if you want to prove something, last Easter, we were at Zakynthos at my wife's place. She told me I need to speak to you about my wife. She's a fantastic lady. I went in my car Easter Sunday because the deadline was there. Unfortunately, Coursera had different deadlines on our Easter. And I stayed there for an hour to do the last course of game theory of Coursera. Okay? So I passed the exam on Easter Sunday there. Now, what keeps me motivated is if you say you will do something, you will do it. Okay? Not many people do that. My ex-boss as Google, now he runs Google X, Mohammed Gawat, he was telling me one thing. I read 1 hour every day. So, okay. This is my competitive advantage, he says. Nobody does that. So what do you mean? Like he says, nobody in the world, I don't know, do you know anybody that reads 1 hour every day? Every day? You read 1 hour every day? Okay. So this is your USP, okay? So read something every day. You get good at something. If you say something, just do it. This is the thing. But then, don't commit yourself to too many things because it's a typical mistake. We want to have a six-pack, be fit, be a billionaire, party with people, see friends, see family, grow up kids. You cannot do everything. So pick your priorities and stay focused on them. A good technique is to pick 2 things per quarter. Okay? So you say for the next 3 months I will do 2 things. Okay? Put a post-it and an alarm every day in the morning, write on your wall, do graffiti, and just do 2 things per quarter. Not many people achieve 2 things per quarter. So this is a good tip. I don't know if it will help you.
We have one more question.
Hello. I wanted to ask you, that they say that all successful men or women, they always have good ideas. For you, when it was a good idea, which was a good idea, and you think that a good idea will come if you search, or you just wake up one day and you'll be lucky enough to have a good idea?
Okay. I'm lucky enough being in most of the time the creative business, so I have good ideas for 50 clients every 2 weeks. So I have many good ideas. My team mainly, and myself. So I'm not very fan of the idea element. I know that if you have an amazing idea, it's great. It's great to speak about ideas. It's much more sexy to have an idea. We'll do a blue thing that will connect universities together and people will become Facebook and will buy WhatsApp for 9 billion. But it's not ideas that have served me well. Maybe that's why I'm not a billionaire. It's execution. So the ideas are there. I mean, living in Greece, it's we're happy, to see what happens in the States, and it will happen here in 3 years. So, you can just copy that. You don't need ideas. You just need to execute fast and better than the other people. Now, regarding my idea, I don't know, starting a company might be, but if you ask me now, it was a crazy idea at the time. I was in university and I started an agency in Greece for internet because it was cool and I did a master's course, and it was suicidal. But this was the idea that catapulted my career. So I guess that this was my best idea. So do that, start a company. I'm really not joking apart. It's crazy now not to use all this money that pours from funds and ESPA and all that to start a company. You get free money. Okay, it's like I don't know how long it will last, but another year? Yes, but more. Okay, but it's crazy. Start the company. Have an idea, a mediocre one, but do it better than everybody else. I mean, when they have, this thing, it always surprises me. Mikkel, this coffee place. Okay, so I have this idea. Okay, for 2011 now, I don't know. We will open up a coffee shop in Larissa, and then we're going to take on Starbucks. Will you invest in me? No. It's just a good idea, but you did it better. Okay, so just do better stuff. And stick with your passion. I mean, he probably, the guy, I don't know them, but they probably love coffee. Or they will end bankrupt. I don't know, but I don't know what they are and who they are. But, this is an execution thing, it's not an idea.
Thank you very, very much. Very much. I know you have excluded us from making questions, so I think that you should put as a priority during a quarter to teach. I think it's in you. So you should think about it, because we need very good, mentors like you. So please think about it.
How much?
Thank you. Please don't like to take a picture, otherwise we're going to have a 5 minutes break afterwards, okay?
Thank you.